What's up guys, it's Brian Mastermind here with you once again, and today guys I'm going to be showing you guys a very profitable trading strategy. Let's just switch to the chart, so we'll come back to this later. Okay guys, so let's just switch to charts. So the strategy is based off of these indicators right here. We've got a red signal, a green signal, and also a black signal. I'm actually currently in a trade right now, but I'll explain why I entered this trade later on in the video. So first thing is first, right? There are two moving averages we use in the system. So we've got a blue 50 exponential moving average, and the yellow one is a 200 exponential moving average as well. So first thing is first, when the 50 breaks and closes above the 200 moving average like it did right, so we're only looking for buying opportunities only, nothing else but buys, right? And vice versa, when it breaks and closes below the 50 breaks and closes below the 200 moving average, we're only looking for selling opportunities only. So once we've identified the market is in an upwards moving trend, first thing is we're looking for is for the market to pull back and touch the 50 MA. That's first. Then we're waiting for our signal, which is the green signal, right? This is the green signal indicator we have right here. So once that prints, we wait for a green bar to close, which it did like so. We enter right there. Our stop loss would be 5 pips below, which is roughly around here, and that's 15 pips right there. And what TP would be the recent highest point, which is right there. It was 15 pips to make 63 pips. Great, right? That came nicely in the money. I made some nice money right there, some nice profit right there. So that's for buying opportunity, right? Now for the selling opportunity is the same thing but done the other way around. So we got the 50 across the 200 exponential moving average, but we never got any signal to enter a trade, so we didn't actually get a trade set up right there. So we wait again. We got another buying opportunity right here. We'll enter on this bar right here, so the 50 printed, right? And we got a green bar right there. We enter on the green bar. So, and our stops will be 5 pips below, which is roughly around here. 5 pips below. Our TP would then be the most recent high, which is obviously this point here. So we're risking 16 pips to make 22 pips, right? Which is perfect, right? Now you can have higher targets, but just to make it simple for you guys, just go for the recent high. Once you're more comfortable with the strategy and the system, you can have one for your target and another trade will be brought to break even. Another trade will just run in profit until your trail stop gets hit. So you could do that as well, but just for simplicity, we're just going to go for the most recent high for our first target. Then our next opportunity would we didn't get no signal there. Our next opportunity will be right here. We get the green signal right here. Then we get a green bar that closed over there. Our stop loss would be 5 pips below the low, so roughly, let's see, 5 pips. That's 3 pips. That's still 3 pips. 6 pips a bit higher than that, so roughly around there, and our TP would be the most recent high, which is this level right there. So we're now risking 57 pips to make 76 pips, and as you can see, our TP did get hit, which is a little over 1-to-1, so a little over 1-to-1 on that particular trade. So got that trade there. Now let's look for some. Let me just show you guys some selling opportunities. Now let's just cancel that and cancel this as well. So selling opportunity. So what do we look for? Wait for the 50 to break the 200 exponential moving average, then wait for the market to pull back and touch the 50 like it done so right there, and then we wait for a red signal to present itself, and then we enter only at the close of the red bar, right? Then our stops would be where 5 pips above the previous high, which is there, roughly around there. A bit further down. Is that bang on? That's bang on. That is okay. Roughly around there, and our TP we where would be at the most recent low close. So right there. So let's have a look if this one came in, and we got stopped out on this particular trade. Now, with these type of setups, right, what you can do is you can close your trade early if the market, if we get a 50 MA break and close above, we would have actually closed our trade. We can actually close our trade early for a little bit of a loss, because you know, if it breaks the 50 breaks above the 200, we're anticipating it's going to go up anyway, so we can take a smaller loss than we have to. So we can enter, you know, take what we just lose 8 pips on that trade. So we're gonna, you know, it's just a better reference for you guys. You can actually do that, or you can let your stop loss get hit. But me personally, I tend to come out early if I see any indication it's going to reverse go against me anyway. So we had that's our first loss. We've had about 2 wins so far and 1 losing trade. So like I said, this system doesn't win 100% of the time, but it makes profit long term. You take enough trades, you will make profit long term. So literally, as soon as you lost that trade, we get another setup right here. So setup right here. There we go. Yeah, we enter right here. 13 pips to make, I believe that's not that 20 odd pips or so. Okay, for 10 pips. So this one's not a really good risk to reward. So what do? We can actually push it to a 1-to-1 because it's the most recent high. So you can put it to a 1-to-1 because you're going with the trend. You can put it to 1-to-1 to make the 13 pips. If you don't get enough, actually a little bit lower than that. It needs to be a little lower than that. So yeah, if the recent high doesn't meet your at least a 1-to-1 risk to reward, it's a bit less than that, you want to go for a 1-to-1 target. Put it to a 1-to-1 target and leave it there. Sometimes you don't get these, you know, it gets a bit too tight, because if you put it there, you know, your TP there, it's not actually going to be beneficial for you long term when you're trading the system. So you made that, you made a bit of profit from this trade back, and you take another trade and you're up again. So it's a very simple trading strategy. Now, why I took this particular trade, and I've took a few trades now, up about 25,000 on this particular trade right now. I have a TP for this level right now. Now on the 30-minute chart, it is saying we are in a downwards moving trend, but I've been using for this system for a while now, and I understand how the market works. Now this is based off of the 4 hour, right? It's the same thing, but just based off the 4 hour, and I've taken the most recent high, which is this level right here. I could have went over here, but I'm just going for just a very simple target, very easy target where the market I know can easily go to. So on the 4 hour, as you can see right here, guys, let's just cancel that. Don't do that. Okay, delete that. Yeah, so on the 4 hour, guys, as you can see, the 50 MA has broke and closed above the 200, and we got a setup right here, but we didn't have a setup right here on the 4 hour. So I went on the lower time frame to look for setups for entry. This system, guys, you can use it on any time frame you want. You can use it on a daily, 4 hour, monthly, weekly, whatever you want to do, right? So I just seen the setup on the 4 hour. I was like, well, let me take advantage of this particular setup. So what do I do for entries? I go into a lower time frame and look for a buying opportunity. Now I actually put a buy limit here to enter this trade at this particular point, because I already anticipated we're going to go higher based on the 4 hour chart. So if you just go there, so I actually seen a signal here. There was a signal here, but because I missed it, I just put my my buy stop just below the signal so that I can get a slightly better price, and I got filled on that particular trade, and I've got my targets right here. So it's looking good so far. Hopefully it does come into my favor, but we'll just wait and see what happens. And that's pretty much it on this particular trade setup that I've took. If you guys want to learn more about the system that I use, just feel free to click the link in the description down below, and don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment down below. So let me just go on to let's just go back onto here. So for example, right, if you let's just open that, right, so now you can really compound your money long term if you just use the system consistently, and do the same thing you did the previous day over and over again. Long term, you can make quite a substantial amount of profit with a very small investment. So let's say you start with $1,000, right? You make roughly around 3% a day on average, which is very, very doable. You take 1-2 trades. Really, you just need one trade a day that makes you money, and you stop for the day. That's it. That's what you need, one trade a day. You stop for the day, you can make your profit for the day. That's it. No, you don't need to take multiple trades every single day. You don't need to do that. You can if you want to, but you don't need to do that, right? And make 3% a day on average, and for 6 months, right? This is for 6 months, right? We're going to reinvest our whole entire investment. In 6 months, you can make $42,000 in 6 months, guys. You know, that's a ridiculous return on investment. Ridiculous, right? There is no other industry or market where you can make such huge returns in a very small period of time. So take advantage of it, guys. This is the opportunity to really grow your wealth and invest in yourself, guys. So that's just what the forex market can do for you once you have the right knowledge. You put it to work, and you actually control your risk on every single trade. Because guys, it doesn't make sense for you to risk 10% of your account. You lose 3 trades in a row, that's 30% of your account gone. It doesn't make sense. Whereas if you risk 3% of your account and you lose 3 trades, that's only 9% of your account, which is fine. You take 1 trade, 2 trades, you make that back completely. You make that, you win one trade, you only 1 trade in a minus. You take another trade, you've made profit. Or if you take a 1 trade that gives you a really good risk reward, you can make that back in 1 trade, right? So it's very, very important, guys, you control your risk. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, like I said, subscribe to the channel, click the link in the description down below, guys. If you want to learn more about the course, feel free to email me. I'll leave my email in the description down below, and have a nice day, guys. Bye.